Hey, this is Wileen Benson, and you are on the Daily Gratitude Call, where we start every day in gratitude. Gratitude is the highest energy state that we can be in. It creates a frequency of positive vibration that attracts positive experiences into our lives. Hey everybody, this is Wileen Benson. This is our Daily Gratitude Call. Thank you for being on our call today. I want to welcome all those who are here live and also those who are listening as a podcast. We're excited to have you here today too, to see what we get to learn. I noticed over the past couple of days, at least Friday and Monday, some of the focus that we've had has been a little bit more on the down low, on the sort of a lower vibration. You know, when you think about like survival is just like the basics, and then stepping up the ladder, you know, up to the top of the pyramid is self-actualization in those hierarchy of needs, and down, you know, on the basic levels is just like basically having a roof over our head and food to eat and some of those things. And because of the current events with the you know, closing down of temporary closing of churches and events and, you know, places where big gatherings and things like that, there's I've noticed this morning I got up and I was just really grateful for my furnace. I was grateful for electricity. I was grateful for, you know, just like those basics that you're like, wow, I'm home, you know, and experiencing this, but I'm super grateful that I've just got, you know, the basics covered. And I know some of you, as before we started the recording, as we do our rounds of gratitude, I've kind of felt that too, that there's some of these just basics that we're super grateful for. And the word reflection came to me today as what to focus on, gratitude for reflection. And I feel like this is just a really good time. We're not running here and there to all these things that we usually have to do, because, you know, usually it's gatherings that we're running to. And this is an opportunity for us to just kind of be home and reflect and maybe make some changes. I've been able to do some cleaning and stuff, you know, that I have been putting off. I was able to do some of that yesterday. And anyway, it just has felt really awesome to just have this time to reflect and look around, see my home in a new perspective. And so that's what I want to focus on today. And, you know, obviously reflection is not all about just the situation of being at home. There's a lot that could be learned from this word. So let's just go ahead and open your minds and your hearts to what inspiration you get to receive. We're going to do a private meditation, 90 seconds on gratitude for reflection, and we'll see what comes up. So gratitude for reflection, just writing down whatever comes to you, your own personal inspiration for 90 seconds. Begin. All right. Time for reflection is, for me, I kind of can look back and see how far I've come. Even just something as simple as when I walked into my office this morning, my desk was completely clean. And I think I've mentioned this on the gratitude call before, that was something that it's been a goal of mine for a month. There are certain things that I want to do after 6:00. And along with that, it's like I need to be done by 6 in my office so that I can shut my door and I can leave. And so I've made some changes and put some systems into place that has allowed me to be able to clean my desk every night. And it's been so wonderful. I remember years ago, like probably 30 years ago, I was, very good at making sure that my list was done. And it wasn't necessarily a good thing because I was so much concerned with the list and accomplishment and paper, more than people and relationships. And if you had known me, 20 or 30 years ago, you wouldn't recognize me because I am a totally different person now. I'm more in alignment with, I think, the true person that I am today. And I operated out of fear. Even 7 years ago, I was operating out of fear. Everything that I did was based on fear of missing out, fear of, that's even a thing now, FOMO. It's so prevalent in our world that it's even somebody put an acronym to it. That's the way I used to operate my life, and my desk would be cleaned off because I was afraid of getting, in trouble for not, getting something done or whatever. But now there's so much different energy. The energy that I do everything is out of love. I love myself. I want to be able to walk into my office and to just be like, it just feels so good to be able to walk in. And also when I connect with people, I want to be able to invite them into my office and to have it feel doesn't have to be pristine. I've got a lot of stuff here in my office, but it's decluttered. There's not a bunch of clutter sitting around that would be distracting. So everything that I do is not based on fear. It's based in love. This is what I want to create for myself, my family, and my clients. And so that's what motivates me. So that's what came up for me today as I, was focusing on gratitude for reflection, is just really acknowledging myself for the milestones that I've accomplished, the looking back and seeing how far I've come, and most especially that now I'm motivated by love versus being motivated by fear. Grateful for that. Who else has something they'd like to share?
I do.
Thanks, Phil.
I just thought about feedback.
Mm-hmm.
Feedback from others and helping them to see the things that I don't see. That I portray and I send out, and I act in a certain way and with a certain attitude, and that other people can help me see those things that I'm blind to.
Awesome. And if we just kind of go along and we're charging down our path, we don't take time for reflection, there's a lot that we can miss. It takes a lot of courage and vulnerability to be able to get that feedback. Thank you, Phil.
I'll share.
Thanks, Melissa.
Mine's really similar to Phil's because I've been reflecting on some of the choices I've made and things I've done, and kind of like seeing that I was wrong and admitting I was wrong, and it hurts my ego because I don't want to be wrong.
Mm-hmm.
But I'm just grateful to have this gratitude process because my brain is like, everything's wrong and dramatic and, hurting. But when I add the gratitude aspect to it, I can't help but be grateful for the lessons that I've learned, and just having the perspective that this is, like I said, these are pebbles in my journey towards my purpose. They're so small and insignificant, but it just feels so big when you're in the moment and your pride has been hurt.
Well, thank you. I love that idea of pebbles. And, if you kind of flip that, once you see things, it hurts, to know that you've been doing these things, but they kind of are like maybe even a pebble in your shoe, that you've been walking along on these pebbles and you haven't noticed them, as you just thought that's just the way that it was supposed to be. But then you take those out and throw them away, and it's like, oh, actually, this is like way easier. So eventually we can get to that point where we can be super grateful, like you said, for the lessons. Thank you. Who else?
I'd like to share.
Okay, thanks, Tammy.
What I wrote seeing my reflection in others, and as I choose to change, that allows me to see others and their authenticity more clearly. I get to a point where I am no longer seeing negative about myself and others, and I am reflecting my light and inviting others to come with me.
Oh, beautiful. Thank you. That is such a true principle, that we see what we have in ourselves is what we see in others. And when we start changing what we see in ourselves and also what we start seeing in others, then they start seeing the greatness in us, and we start seeing the greatness in them. So yeah, leveling up what you can see in others and also what you're seeing in yourself is definitely going to level up what we can see. Thank you. Who else?
Well, I wrote down how grateful I am for the time to reflect, the time I have to reflect right now, and the time to evaluate progress I've made and where I'm at in my life right now. And my relationship with God, how my connection with Him actually allows me to receive a personal revelation that I didn't maybe take time for or hear at a certain level. So there's a deeper level. There's a reflection on a deeper level of my relationship with deity, and how it takes obedience to His laws and an investment of time to become closer and to become more in tune and more in alignment. So I was reflecting on that.
Yeah, beautiful. Thank you. I really appreciate everyone who comes on our call or who listens to the podcast and actually gives it, that their full attention, that investment of time, even just the 90 seconds that we give at the very beginning to reflect on a certain subject. That is an opportunity to connect with God on a deeper level. And that, for me, that is where I get that's my divine tutoring time. It's like going to God school. So thank you. Any last thoughts before we shift over to our permission process?
Oh, I have one.
Okay, thanks, Michael.
I wrote mostly what other people were saying. I said, looking back and seeing events or pebbles in my life that prepared me for this moment in time. Those things that helped me become and be prepared. And reflection to me was a measuring stick that showed what I have accomplished or how far I have come and moved towards my goals. And then I thought of the memory book, writing the blessings down I had seen in my life, or writing events down, and they were filled with good times, and they helped me through the trials and troubles that I was going through later in life, seeing how often God had a hand in my life and gave me these blessings. For instance, strengthen me for the new challenges that came my way.
Beautiful. Thank you. It's a really important piece that I think we can all be grateful for, is the events and experiences that prepare us for this moment. And that was actually one of the things that came up for me too in my 90-second meditation, is like, what am I doing right now? What experiences am I having right now that are preparing me for what's to come? That, you know, the future events that I'm not even aware of yet, that I can't even imagine. Just reflecting on the gratitude that I have for the experiences that are happening right now that I know are preparing me. And maybe some of these experiences I don't feel very, grateful for in the moment. There might be some things that I'm like, oh, I wish this would hurry and end. But there's, I don't think anything is lost on our Heavenly Father. I feel like every experience that we have, when I look back over my life, there's no bad experiences and there are no wasted experiences. There's nothing that I can think of that was just like a total waste of time. I just feel like our whole lives are either a preparation or an expression of past preparation. That, whatever we're experiencing right now, this is all good. It's all good. Let's go ahead and take a deep breath. And give yourself to that time of reflection, being open to receive new information, being open to some feedback, letting down our guard, opening up our ego, letting ourselves be aware of any new things that possibly we haven't been aware of in the past. And in this time of reflection, just invite a feeling of soothing calm to be present, almost like a soothing balm, that tender mercies of God for any experience that you're having right now that feels a little bit less than perfect, or something that feels like you can't be at peace in. Just invite that soothing calm to come into this space, and in this moment feel gratitude for those experiences. Feel the wisdom of God and know that His divine hand is over everything, and that all experiences have a purpose, that everything that we experience in our lives are preparation for what is to come, that we're learning something good. And getting yourself into this space of gratitude and soothing calm with where your life is right now. Also take a moment and reflect on past events, everything that has helped to prepare us for this very moment, for being here in this space where whatever is happening within your family, within the world, within your own heart, that everything in the past has prepared you to be where you are right now. And the choices that you've made, the events and the experiences that you've had. And the person that you've become because of those choices that you've made. And I invite us right now to make a list of the skills, the character traits, the positive character traits, the strengths that you've been able to develop with all of the past experiences that have led up to today. Just go ahead and make a list of all of the person that you have become, the strengths that you have developed inside of you, that help you to be the person that you are today, to be an example, to be a rock, to be constant, regardless of what's going on around you. What are those character traits that you know in your heart of hearts that belong to you, that you can claim as yours? Things that have been developed because of past experiences, because of challenges that you've overcome and choices that you made, maybe even hard choices that you've made. And with this list of character traits, this list of that shows who you are, what do you get to do with this? As you're moving forward, as you're reflecting on the way that things are happening right now, what new information do these character traits give you about your capacity, about your abilities, about the confidence that you have in your current state? What do you know now about yourself that helps you understand and maybe shrinks this situation that you're in right now a little bit, kind of brings it down to doable? Just write down any thoughts that you're having about what you know now because of understanding the character traits of you, the identity of you, and how it relates to your current situation. And what's your inspired shortcut? What's the one most important thing that you get to do today that brings all of this new person that you're discovering that you have become and this situation that currently exists? What's the most important thing that you can do today as you bring this all together that will help you move forward with confidence, help you prepare for what is to come? And just listening from inspiration, not making a plan, but just allowing inspiration to tell you what the next step is, because that's all that's necessary. And as you're getting more clear with what that inspired shortcut is, also be aware if there is a limiting belief coming up. What is the limiting belief that would maybe slow you down or limit you or stop you altogether from taking action on that inspired shortcut? Or maybe it's a limiting belief about this list of positive character traits that you've acknowledged on yourself, that you're reflecting on and acknowledging in yourself. Maybe there's some limiting beliefs coming up about, judgment about, yeah, but whatever those limiting beliefs are, write those down. Just honor them for a moment, reflect on them, give them the light of day, give them the space to be, because that's the only way that we can change them, is if we really acknowledge them and bring them to the light. And when you have that limiting belief or those limiting beliefs, just be aware that there is a cost to those limiting beliefs, that they do carry with them a consequence. They're going to produce something. So compare that limiting belief to that list of strengths that you've written about yourself, and also the inspired shortcut and what you know now about you, and see if it still fits. See if this belongs within your subconscious. And if it doesn't belong there, then you get to give yourself permission to choose something different. And you do that by saying, yes,
Yes.
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 Awesome. So now, if you choose to give yourself permission to choose something different, just allow that limiting belief to go by the wayside and choose some new beliefs. Maybe, as you're thinking of yourself kind of moving forward into what's next, preparing yourself for what's next, take that out of your backpack, maybe give that to Christ, and then allow yourself to pick up some new beliefs that are lighter. Maybe these new beliefs were like heavy rocks, heavy weights in your backpack, and pick up something really super light and beautiful, something that you will want to pull out and look at out of your backpack every once in a while, something that's going to give you confidence, that will add to your strengths. So what are those new beliefs that are going to help you to continue to prepare as you move forward on your journey, move forward in life? What new beliefs will align with this list of strengths and the gratitude of what's happening right now and your preparation for the future? In a moment, I'm going to open it up for a couple of shares while you're kind of gathering your thoughts together and deciding if you're going to be sharing. I'm just going to offer to anyone who would like to have a 15-minute conversation with me, just a private mentoring call for free. You can just go to askwilene.com and schedule a 15-minute time slot. It goes directly to my calendar, and you can schedule a time that fits for you. And this is a really awesome opportunity for you to, if you're having a hard time letting go of those limiting beliefs, or seeing, finding gratitude in what is present. Maybe you're really uncertain about what the future holds, whatever it is, whether it's past, present, future, anything, doubts about yourself, whatever, this 15-minute call will help you. I know I've done enough of these calls that I know that 15 minutes can solve whatever issue it is that you have. We can at least get the one pivotal thing that needs to be done to help you move forward. So I encourage you to do that if you're experiencing any level of doubt about yourself. AskWilene.com takes you directly to my calendar, and you can schedule that 15-minute call. Who has something that they would like to share about their experience today?
I'll share.
Okay, thanks, Mary.
Well, I experienced just looking at my life and how I'm able to see myself differently, to see myself, to love myself, to love others, to speak and reach out to others. And what I know now is I have a path to follow. And there's not only one path, but we get to choose. And I know that this path is right for me. And my inspired next step was to write. So, and my limiting belief was I'm not ready. I don't have everything in place.
Mm-hmm.
That'll just stop me, and it has stopped me from just writing just writing. So, I write, but this is a different kind of writing.
Mm-hmm.
And to share my story, to share my life story. My new beliefs are: I am open to pen and paper.
Mm-hmm.
I am writing my story. I am expressing so others can see their own strengths.
Beautiful, beautiful.
That's all I got from her.
I love that. And I just want to share with you, it took like 3.5 years to write it was 4 years before it was actually launched. But my book, The 7 Gateways, it was 3.5 years in the writing. And on our gratitude call about 6 or 8 months before it was launched, I reached out to those of you who are on the gratitude call, and I said, I know a lot of you want to write books. We're going to create a little text thread, and we're just going to, write for 5 minutes a day or 15 minutes a day. It was just like a daily writing challenge. And I just have to tell you, that is what helped me finish my book. And you were on that that thread, weren't you?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yes, I was.
I remembered you being on there. And so, maybe that is a little tip, for you to give yourself 5 minutes a day, or find a writing partner, somebody that you can text and say, okay, did my writing today. And because seriously, that was what helped me finish. So
Thank you. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Any other thoughts before we end our call today?
I'd like to share mine.
Okay, thanks, Tammy.
So I was thinking about discerning my emotions from others and not allowing others' emotions to affect me and my choices. My limiting belief was that I have to carry others' emotions, and the cost of that was a chaotic mess.
Mm-hmm.
Just a huge jumble of everyone else's emotions along with mine. And my new beliefs are, I am grateful. I am only responsible for my emotions. I clearly discern my emotions from others. I acknowledge others' emotions, utilize them to gain greater understanding about what that person is experiencing, and I kindly return them to the person.
Oh, wow. So powerful, Tammy. I know that there are a lot of people listening to this call who are empaths, and they, feel the emotions of other people. And it's a definite gift to be able to have that, mourn with those that mourn, and have compassion for those who are, struggling. But what a beautiful, the way that you've expressed that is just beautiful, to be able to acknowledge those emotions for sure. Use those emotions, use that gift to be able to know how to act, what actions to take, what to do, and then kindly return those emotions to the person that they belong to. Wow, beautiful. Thank you. Awesome process. All right. Well, I would love to have more people share. I know we've got lots that we could share. I encourage you to go to the Facebook group, Breakthrough with Gratitude, share there. And if any of you are in the process of writing a book, or want to write a book, or even if you just want to write a journal on a daily basis, reach out on the Facebook group and say, hey, I want to be part of that writing group, and support each other in that process. It's really powerful to have people to, a group that has a like mind, and, that you can kind of support each other and encourage each other. So reach out on that Facebook group if you want to be part of that. Thank you all for being on the call today. We'll look forward to being back together tomorrow morning, 7 a.m. Mountain Time. And thanks again for everything that you shared. Love you guys.
Thanks, Eileen.
Yeah, thank
Thanks,
you.
Eileen.
Thanks, everyone.
Hey, thanks so much for listening. And I encourage you to tune in every day to the Daily Gratitude Call. And the Daily Gratitude Call happens live every weekday morning. I'd love to have you join. So to find out how to join live, go to my website, WileenBenson.com. Thanks for tuning in.